It's a big fat stop sign. Now, I'll tell you what the secret is to stop signs. The problem is someone's going to flash you and it makes you want to pull out. That fails people's driving test. Instead, you look ahead and you focus on stopping on the line. Once you've stopped on the line, then look. It doesn't matter if someone flashes you or anything. If you don't fully stop on that stop line, end of test. Done day, okay? And the examiner is going to be very legal about that. They're going to be very much, it's like going through a red light.
I'm going to show you exactly what driving test examiners want to see in situations just like this one.
Anything legal, the examiner, you've taken out the examiner's hands. They can't not do anything about that. Do not go. So look, make eye contact with this driver. She's not moving. And you've got to think about that, okay? So this is good traffic driving. There's a really good situation there for you. How long did I sit there before going? About 2 seconds. So I'm looking at it, there's a space. I'm sitting approximately 2 seconds. The driver hasn't moved. She hasn't looked at me or spoken or anything, but she hasn't moved either. So what am I doing? I'm going. I am just going to ease off to let this guy go, just because it's nice and gentle and it makes sense. And then I'm planning to turn right here. Have to excuse that, I'm a bit popular today. Popular. Okay. This can be a horrendous road, but as you can see, we've got parked cars. Is there space? I'm not too sure with the first car, so I'm going to let them go, and then I'm going to go carry on. Now, it's okay if a car comes the other way because they've seen you're already here. So what are they going to do? They're going to wait, because what do they want you to do? They want you to get out the way. They want you to get out of the way, because how's that going to help them? Well, they can get to where they need to go if you're not in their way. It's actually quite quiet today. I'm shocked. Everyone must be working late. All right, we're going around the parked cars. We're staying at door's width. Why? Because we can. Now, a van's coming. I'm going to have to get a little bit closer, and I'm very conscious of this side. And think, the slower I go, how's that examiner going to be feeling? They're going to be feeling better. They're going to be feeling like they're going to survive. They don't want to have to grab the wheel. They don't want to have to do anything like that. They just want a nice, easy drive. The examiner's not looking for perfection on the driving test at all, and this is where people get themselves a little bit confused, okay? Reframe your mind. Instead of looking for perfection, they want to see how you deal with situations. Stall. I've had someone stall 3 times on the driving test and they passed. Why? Because they dealt with it. It wasn't in a dangerous situation. It's situational. Someone pulls out on you. Well, you deal with it badly. You're going to fail, and yes, you're going to want to blame that person. I don't blame you. I would as well blame that person. I failed a driving test for not stopping at a zebra crossing. Now, I still remember that lady to this day for waiting at that zebra crossing. How dare she be at that zebra crossing on my driving test? Realistically, people do cross zebra crossings. I didn't stop for her. Whose fault? My fault. But was I annoyed? Yes. Was it bad luck? Yes, it was all of the above. But did I deal with the situation? No, I didn't. And that's all your driving test is. It doesn't matter what happens on the day. It's about how you deal with it. And that's what your driving lessons are for. Getting enough skills and different situations that you can deal with them and swap those situations into other situations. So ideally you have someone pull out on you on a driving lesson, or, you know, you must have been in those situations. Someone's a bit cozy on a roundabout and they pulled out in front of you and you're like, oh, God's sake. Well, then hopefully you've dealt with it and you know what to do in future. So when it's on your driving test, you're not so shocked. You're like, oh my God. You figure it out a little bit better. And don't get me wrong, it's still not fun, but how impressed would the examiner be with you when you show them, I can deal with these situations. I know what to do, you know? If you can deal with a situation where someone does pull out on you successfully, helpfully, without the examiner intervening, what does that say? This guy, this girl, let's go. Give her a license. See you later. Because they're putting their name against the criteria for you to not then go and run someone over. So it's really, really important to them that you are okay, good enough to drive. And I say the word okay because that's all you need to be. You just need to be okay. You don't need to be perfect. There's a lot of different ways you can do things on a road. Yeah, so I'm not going to drive exactly the same as this person behind me in any situation on any road. But that doesn't mean either of us are wrong. Now this is a weird one because I should be in that box, but if I go in the box, then I'm going to block everything next to me and cars, oncoming cars. So that's a bit of a weird one because on your driving test, if you don't get in the box and there's a protected lane, you are going to end up with a serious fault. You can't turn from the left lane. However, in that situation, if I go in the middle lane, as you saw, there's cars everywhere, there's oncoming traffic. So you've got to do your best. That's a situational thing. Did I do anything wrong there? Well, I don't think so, no, because I would have blocked the oncoming cars. You have to decide. It's your job to make that decision. Crossroads, turning right, here we go. He's turning this way. So what am I looking for? Space, not for cars, because if I was looking for cars, I would have spotted there was a car there. What would I have done? I would have stopped. Now, if you stop, okay, for one car, for instance, imagine we're at a junction. I'll show you an example in a minute. Imagine we're at a junction and we stop and we look back and we think, oh, could have gone there. You do it a lot. We do it a lot at roundabouts. Could have gone there, okay? And when we're learning, we kick ourselves quite hard. I could have gone there. Should have gone there. Why didn't I go? And then you're sitting there thinking about, why didn't I go there? Instead of, what should you be doing now? Going for the next one. And you're worrying about hesitation and things, but it's normal. If I drive to London or Scotland, I don't know those junctions. I'm not going to have a clue about those junctions. So what am I going to have to do every time I pull out to a roundabout or junction? I'm going to be a bit more careful. I'm going to have to get a gist of the speed, get a gist of what's happening around me. Let a car go. Then think, yeah, okay, could have gone on that one. The next gap, that size, I'm going to go. And that's how we learn. So on that first one, when you let a car go, it's not normally going to be hesitation. It's normally going to be, okay, building an idea, being cautious. Now, if you see another gap and you could have gone and now you want it to be clear, you're being super cautious, that's not good. What you have to ask yourself is, would a normal driver sit there all day? Would you normally sit there all day waiting for the entire road to be clear? If the answer is no, you wouldn't normally do that, then you shouldn't be doing it on your driving test. And I can assure you that the examiner is not going to want you to sit there on your driving test all day. They want you to be a normal driver. They don't want you to block anyone else. Ask your mum and dad, does anyone like a learner? Do you like following a learner? No. It's okay being a learner because you've got to learn to drive. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with learning. But that doesn't mean we love them. They're not great. They're a pain. Why? Because they're going slow. They make mistakes. They're unpredictable. That's not what we want when we're driving to work. What do we want? We want normal driving. Now, if you were a learner with an L plate, like I've got this L plate on this car, you know, chances are not everyone is going to try and suddenly overtake me. Why? Because I'm not being a problem. I'm driving like a normal person on the road, and that's all you've got to do. Think how nice that's going to be for the examiner. Instead of driving super cautiously, sweating, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I'm really nervous. So just relax. I'm driving like a normal person, keeping up with the traffic. Is it safe to do the normal speed? Yes. Traffic lights ahead, slowing down. Is the examiner feeling any risk? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to grab the wheel any second with this guy. Oh, I don't know what the hell. Oh, this is gonna be a fun one. How would you feel with that if you're sitting in the car thinking, oh my God, here we go. Here we go. Or would you rather someone's just chilling, they can see, they know what they're doing, they're just driving like this person next to me. Yeah, like, hey dude, all good, all good. I know what I would rather. Now, as you can see, getting a bit busy here. So you've just got to keep, you're always looking for space, okay? We don't look at those cars, because if we look at those cars, it's going to scare the hell out of us, and that doesn't change. So we're always looking between our lines for the space ahead. You can still see the cars in your peripheral vision. That's what peripheral vision's for. Now I'm going to need the right lane here. So what am I doing? Well, I've signaled to let people know, and I'm looking for a space. I'm just waiting for this car. I'm adjusting to get behind this car, making sure the car behind me is not speeding up. How long do I give them? Approximately 2 to 3 seconds, roughly. As long as they're not speeding up within that time, we're good to go. And we're going to turn right at these traffic lights. The lights are red. I don't want to slow down too much because there's another lane there, so I don't want to block him if he's going in there, but he's not. Now I can slow down. Lots of slowing down, because what do I want these lights to do? I want them to change before I get there. What do I always want traffic lights to do? I always want them to change before I get there. Why? Because stopping sucks. Is that a problem? Am I being dangerous? Nope, not at all. Not at all. I'm keeping my driving really smooth. Yeah? If you were here, if someone's asleep in the seat, are they going to feel like they're waking up? No. Really smooth, and that's what we want, as smooth as possible, keeping that examiner comfortable. Essentially, what I'm trying to get at is you driving super weird. And when I say weird, not you're driving like a learner, not like a normal driver. You're going to make the examiner anxious. They're not in control of this vehicle, okay? If they touch those pedals, it's an automatic fail for you. If they verbally intervene, meaning they tell you to slow down or tell you to have to go, that's also a fail. They're intervening. So they don't want to do that, but there's only so long they can be quiet before they have to do something. And then it's too late. So if you could do things like slow down a bit early for a red light, well, you're not slowing anyone else down. You're being nice and normal with that, because if you weren't there, the car behind you's still going to have to slow down for the lights. Now I'm going nice and slow around here, and I'm keeping my distance from cars, because again, I'm not worried about me, I'm worried about everyone else. Okay? It's everyone else that you have to worry about, not yourself. This is why you don't go fast in places like car parks or anything like that. Hopefully that's given you a better idea of how to drive in a bit of traffic in those horrible roads that are quite tight. Absolutely love. Nice and slow, take your time and drive normal, and you'll be absolutely fine, guys. I am Josh, and I will see you all soon. Boom, peace out.